They always told us to study the greats. I've been doing it. Not just their work, their choices, the risks, the moments where being an artist meant something bigger than the art itself. And the more I studied them, the more I noticed a pattern. The artists I admire most all had something in common. It wasn't just talent, it was courage. They used their platform to reflect what was actually happening in the world around them. The greatest art has never just been about entertainment. It's been about resistance, culture, truth, human emotion. In 1937, Nazi warplanes bombed the small town of Guernica in Spain. Hundreds of civilians were killed. Pablo Picasso was already the most famous artist in the world. He picked up a brush and painted one of the most powerful anti-war paintings in history. That painting traveled around the world as a symbol of resistance. It still does. Jean-Michel Basquiat's work screamed about race, power, inequality, and identity. As an Afro-Latino New Yorker, he brought the full weight of that experience into his art. The world still can't get enough of him because the work still feels relevant. And Keith Haring, his contemporary, painted the Berlin Wall in 1986. Literally, between East and West, between division and the possibility of something better. Tupac Shakur gave a voice to communities that mainstream America often ignored. Songs like Changes, Dear Mama, and Keep Your Head Up weren't just music. They were stories nobody else was telling. They were truth. Michael Jackson, arguably the biggest entertainer ever, constantly used his art to speak about race, poverty, media, violence, and humanity. When he filmed They Don't Care About Us in the favelas of Brazil, he could have shot that video anywhere in the world, but he chose real communities, real people, real pain. The message demanded it. At a time when every brand wanted him, he still chose to create work that made powerful people uncomfortable. That takes a different kind of courage when you have that much to lose. But somewhere along the way, artists became brands. And brands don't take sides. Brands protect their partnerships. Brands protect their deals. Brands avoid discomfort. Brands stay quiet when staying quiet is the safest option. Today, a lot of art feels safer, more focused on algorithms, sponsorships, and staying commercially accepted than saying something honest. But art was never meant to be completely safe, and the greats understood that. The brush was a weapon. The mic was a weapon. The spray can was a weapon. The stage was the platform. They used what they had to say what needed to be said for people who didn't have the power to say it themselves. For them, art and activism weren't separate things. They were the same thing. Art is supposed to move people, challenge people, make them feel something they didn't expect to feel. When it stops doing that, when it becomes something you just consume without feeling anything, it's really not art anymore. It's content. There are still a few artists who understand that their platform isn't just theirs, that it belongs to every person who gave them their attention, their support, their trust, their love. And sometimes the most honest thing you can do with that platform is say something real. Not every artist has to be an activist. Not every song has to be a protest. But if you're gonna study the greats, study all of it. Not just the work, the choices,